Ooh, yeah. It's Auntie Mickey's house. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. You're in the house. You know you're in the house. Come on in and grab a seat, grab a seat. Come on in and hit that light, hit that light. Oh, you're Aunt Mickey's house. Auntie Mickey's house. Grab a seat, grab your feet. Let's sip some tea, sip that tea. Entertainment, news and spirituality. From the culture to the fun, Auntie sets the tone. Sets the tone. With a laugh and a truth, she holds the throne. She holds the throne, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Come on in now. Auntie Mickey's house. Oh, Auntie's house. You're in the house. You know you're in the house. Come on in and grab a seat, yeah, yeah. Come on in and hit that like, don't forget now. Auntie Mickey's house. She can roast with a smile, drop wisdom too. Break down the headlines, bring it straight to you. Straight to you, baby. Community strong, conversation grown. Grown talk, baby. Auntie Mickey's house. Make yourself at home, yeah. Come together, every voice is heard. Every voice. Respect the vibe, let's share the word. Oh, yeah. From the jokes to the prayer, she keeps it real. Keeps it real. Auntie Mickey's house, that's the deal. That's the deal, baby. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. Oh yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. On in the house. You know you're in the house. Come on in and grab a seat, grab a seat. Come on in and hit the light, hit the light, hit the light. You're at Auntie Mickey's, yeah, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie Mickey's, Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie Mickey's house. It's Auntie Mickey's house. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. You're in her house. You know you're in her house. Come on in and grab a seat, grab a seat. Come on in and hit that light, hit that light. Oh, you're at Auntie Mickey's. Yeah, 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 yeah. Auntie's house. Auntie's house. Auntie's house. Grab a seat, drop your feet. Let's sip some tea, sip that tea. Entertainment, news and spirituality. From the culture to the fun, Auntie sets the tone. With a laugh and a truth, she holds the throne. She holds the throne, yeah. Auntie's house. Oh, Auntie's house. You know you're in her house. Come on in and grab a seat, yeah. Come on in and hit that light, don't forget. Auntie Mickey's. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie Mickey's house. Oh yeah, yeah. She can roast with a smile, drop wisdom too. Break down the headlines, bring it straight to you. Straight to you, baby. Community strong, conversation grown. Don't talk, baby. Auntie Mickey's house. Make yourself at home, yeah. Come together, every voice is heard. Every voice. Respect the vibe, let's share the word. Oh yeah. From the jokes to the prayers, she keeps it real. Keeps it real, keeps it real. That's the deal. That's the deal, baby. Yeah, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. Oh yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. come on in and hit that light, hit the light. Oh, your way to Auntie Mickey's, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house, Auntie Mickey's house, Auntie Mickey's house. Oh.
Hello, 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 everybody. How's it going? So good to see you. Lady of Elegance, yes, I did check my email. Thank you, my love. Oh, this is so sweet. Thank you. I got it right here. I got your email. Yes, ma'am. How is everyone doing? Happy Monday. I hope you guys had a wonderful day. What, three more days till Christmas. Lord have mercy. Y'all got a house full of people? I do. It's quiet. I'm surprised. They're going to a basketball game pretty soon, so cross your fingers. Hope there's no interruptions. So, how is everybody doing? Good to see you. Oh, you sent one too, Camille? You sent it today? I seen one. Okay, I think this from yesterday. Yeah, I got that one. Yep, I got that one. Yeah. That boy, people have been reporting on that so much. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm sure I'll be talking about it again. But I had to switch up today. I had to do a little something different because I need to hold people's interest. Oh, thank you, Benjamin. Thank you so much. Yeah, last couple of lives was kind of ooh. I had to decompress from that. But, it is what it is. So, hello, Rachel. I see you, love. How are you? And I see you, Benjamin. Kayla, hello, Kayla. How are you this evening? Good to see you. And of course, Lady of Elegance is in the house. And Barbara, hey, Barbara, how are you? Camille, hello, love. Let's see. I think I got everybody though thus far. Everybody thus far. Oh no. Oh, Barbara, no, really? Oh, Jesus. I hate when that happens so close to the holidays. Man, oh man, you have my condolences, love. God bless you, honey. I'm so sorry to hear that. But you know who got you. God's got you, love. Oh my goodness. I've had a few friends that had loved ones pass around the holidays. I had one girlfriend who she lost her grandfather on Christmas Day. No, Thanksgiving. And then another one lost hers on Thanksgiving. Wait, one lost it on Thanksgiving, one on Christmas. But it's awful. I'm so sorry. Hello, down south, Stitcher. How are you, love? Uh-oh. I think I hear noise. Hopefully they're on their way out the door. I better check. Hold on just a sec. Hey, Thay. Oh my goodness. Hello, sweetie. How are you, love? I was just thinking about you the other day. I was looking at our old channel that we started. And I sent Jess a message and asked her what did she feel about us starting that up again. I think that would be awesome. Hi, Polly. How are you? How is it going? Are you cooking? Every time I see you, you're cooking. Oh my goodness, yes. Glad to see y'all. As a matter of fact, Polly, when you get a chance, I need to ask you something, and I don't know if you have my email. I'm wondering if I put my email in the chat, you'll be able to see it. I can give it a shot. Or Thay, you're a mod. Can you put my email in the chat for Polly for me? I am good. I know I miss everyone so much. I have just been so busy, but my schedule is evening out. Okay. Well, good, honey. It's so nice to be young again. I get to live it through you. Oh my goodness. But yeah, if there's a mod in the house that can put my email in the chat, I need Polly to grab my email because I need to ask her something real quick. Otherwise, everything else is moving like X-Lax. You trying to find the button for the email? It's been that long, huh? Let me see if I can type it in. Let me see if I can type it in. Because somebody told me that if you type your email address in to the chat, it's not going to show up. And I find that hard to believe. So let me try. Okay, do you guys see my email in the chat? They're getting louder. You see it? Okay. Polly, that's my email, sweetheart. Write it down. Shoot me an email so I can send one back to you, okay? That's if you up to it, okay? All right. So somebody told me a fib. They said if you put your email in the chat, it's not going to show up. And that was a fib. I thought it would work. I've done it before. But some people don't like putting their emails in the chat. I don't know what they could do. Send me an email. I can do one of two things: read it or delete it. I don't see how. What is it? My phone is gonna blow up. I doubt it. But anyway, today is Monday. We have 3 more days before Christmas. And before I get started with today's show, I think I mentioned last week that I wanted to do a little Christmas something for the kinfolk. And it's not that big of a deal. I mean, everybody bring your own potluck dish to the chat. And we'll have a little Christmas party. You bring your whatever. Bring your pot of greens. Make sure you bring enough for everybody. Bring some potato salad. Don't put no raisins in it. And let's see, some turkey, ham, dressing, sweet potato pie, peach cobbler, some kind of cake. I'm not into cake, but other people are. What else? Some gravy to put on the dressing. If we gonna have some turkey and dressing, we might as well have the gravy to go on it, because ain't nothing worse than some dry dressing. You got water from your work? All right, bring the water. Bring the water. But yeah, I was thinking maybe Wednesday, Christmas Eve, do a little Christmas party live. We ain't got to talk about nothing special. Just have fun. Get on here and talk. People might want to come up on the platform, and we'll just kick it for a while, and then we'll shut it down and go on about our business. But I had to do something special for Christmas. Do something special. For those that want to participate, you are free to do so. Okay, let me grab something real quick. Uncle is not in the room at this time. He is driving home. unless he's got his phone on. And I would prefer that he keep his eyes on the road rather than text me and say, "Hey, babe, how you doing?" Just make it home safe. That's all I need. Oh, bless your heart, Thay. Thank you. Thank you. I can't wait to see you again. Have you grown another inch or two? Y'all, Thay is about 8 feet tall. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, Thay is tall. What are you, 5'10"? Five? You up there. You up there. Beautiful young lady. Beautiful young lady. You're as tall as a building. Oh my goodness. Yep, 5'10". This child should have been in the WNBA. For real. She's WNBA material. Oh, thank you, Camille. Yeah, it was time to lower my ears. My hair was getting a little frazzled looking, so I went to the barber and I said, "Hook me up. Give me some lines too. I need some definitions." Oh, I know you used to ball back in the day. That's why I said that. That's why I said that. You should have been in the WNBA. You got the height for it and the experience. If you played, shoot. Hi, Discerning 8. How are you, love? Good to see you. So good to see you. So what I'll do, you guys, is I'll do a community post and I'll put it, in my community post about Wednesday. We're going to have a Christmas party here at Auntie Mickey's house. So just, if you want to respond, you can. Just say, "Hey, I'm bringing the potato salad. I'm bringing the ham, and I'm bringing the turkey, and I'm bringing this." I don't know what I'm going to bring. I'll bring the platform. I'll bring some drinks. I got Pepsi. I got Sprite. If y'all want some of them spirits, y'all got to bring your own, because I ain't got much Cavassier left. Where did it go? It's way down here. I've had the same Cavassier bottle in this drawer for months. Oh my goodness. And I don't plan to drink it. Y'all don't want me to drink while I'm on camera, or you don't want me to drink before I get on camera. It might be actually pretty comical now that I think about it. Put a 1 in the chat if I ought to have a few drinks before Wednesday's live. Oh goodness, that would be hella funny. Actually, it would be really funny. I don't drink often, but I don't really show my behind either. So that was just a figure of speech, by the way. I don't literally show my behind. Auntie, I see you still. 2 lives going. That's been going that way for a minute now. That's because StreamYard now does 2 lives. One for vertical, one for horizontal. But it's the same live. It just depends on if you want to look at it on your phone, or if you want to look at it on your television or your laptop or a big iPad, But it's still the same live. That's something that StreamYard did. And it does kind of confuse people. So if you end up tapping on the wrong one, if you want to look at it on your phone and you get a big screen, you have the option to exit out of that and go into the other one. Same thing though. But the thing I don't like about that is that makes 2 different chats. So sometimes the people in one chat doesn't see what the other people are saying, and vice versa. That's the only thing I don't like about that. That's something StreamYard's going to have to fix. They need to combine the chats. If you're going to have 2 live streams, at least combine all the chats. Because people jumping out of one to go into another is crazy business. I recognize that going into others. Hey Stone, how you doing? Nephew's in the house. Merry Christmas, happy Monday. We are here in the house. I was talking about a Christmas party on Wednesday, and I was telling everybody to bring a dish. Not literally, but you know what I'm saying. Hey Stone, how are you? Good to see you. Oh goodness. Yes. So hey, for all y'all that's in the house, if you haven't already, go check out my nephew, Stone Paxton, here on YouTube. I will be there to see my Christmas song. Absolutely. I will play it too. Yes, y'all got to go check out Stone's platform, his YouTube channel, Stone Paxton. The man's got it going on. He's famous. He's famous. He's famous. And he be bringing on the music, beautiful music. I mean, new releases and whatnot. So y'all got to go check out his channel. Check out his videos. I mean, these videos are slamming. They are slamming. So I'm proud of you. I really am. Definitely. All y'all go check him out. For those who haven't already, I'm sure some of you. I know Barbara, you have. Let me see who else. Who else is in here that I know have been over to Stone's channel before? I know Barbara has. There's a few people that come here that go to your channel, Stone. But oh, you are so welcome, love. So welcome. So excuse me. I'm gonna do this while it's quiet because I got my son and 3 grandsons here. Y'all hear that? They loud. They loud. Hey, I'm live, y'all. God knew what he was doing when he gave me boys though. Because if I'd have had a girl, I'd have had to snatch her. I'm not sharing my underwear, my clothes, my makeup, none of that. I'm not sharing none of that. So God knew what he was doing when he gave me boys and grandsons. Thank God for the grandsons. Anyway, what was I gonna say? I'm tripping. Um, oh, if y'all can see the title, I'm talking about that DC squatter again. Apparently, the landlord came out and told her story. It's a long story, too, but it's important that we understand both sides of the story. We know that the squatter is foul. Foul, foul, foul. She was foul. She's a drama queen. She's a liar. You know, similar to someone else we know that we've all come to know intimately on YouTube. Anywho, but there are things that, as a result of this situation that happened, um, this situation did go viral, and the laws have definitely got to change too. I know they're designed to protect tenants, but in the process, it screws over the landlords and gives people an option that are actually squatters to come in. Hello, hello, I'm live. Hello. Would you like to say hello to everybody? Okay, and then you can leave. Hello, here's Xavion eating string cheese. Stone's in the house. Want to say? Okay, bye. Y'all leaving? In a second. In a second. Seconds up. I love you. Bye. Take care. Don't be too loud. Don't be too loud. I'm on live. Okay. I'm on live. When is Christmas over again? I forgot. Close the door. Close the door. Thank you. Sorry about that. Virtual nephew. Hello, Tawana. How are you, love? Oh my goodness. But yeah, he made me lose my train of thought again. Oh, I was talking about the DC squatter. Laws have definitely got to change throughout this country, and like we witnessed in that particular case, this squatter has a habitual way of manipulating the system to a certain degree that forces the law to recognize her as a tenant, which we all can tell she's not. Discerning says our church just gave away a lot of toys to the community yesterday. Wonderful. That's wonderful. I think our church did that too. They gave these kids money. I was like, can I be little again? I want $50. Please. I just want 50. I'm happy. But the kids got it, so anyway, but the laws definitely have to change to protect not just the tenants, but the landlords from what we know as squatters now. And if you guys that have been around here know, if you don't know, now you know. We are very familiar with a con artist. I'm not saying no names. I ain't saying name number one or name number two. But if you know, you know. And one of the things that this individual does is manipulate the system in order to sustain a place to stay without paying rent. He's done it on several occasions. And when I broke away from him on this platform, he was in debt by $18,000 in back rent. And it took that woman over almost a year to get him out. Now I don't know where he is now. I don't care. I could give two shits about where he's at. But that wasn't his first rodeo. Just like this young lady here, it wasn't her first rodeo. And landlords need to be more cognizant of really doing background checks on people before they open their doors to strangers. Even though she was not operating as a landlord and this lady would be a tenant, she opened her house up as an Airbnb. And she had a real good heart. The lady came with a sob story, so to speak, that turned out to be somewhat of a lie. And this lady really should have, in hindsight, she should have done her due diligence, but she didn't. So I did pull up she actually spoke out. And I don't think enough people got a chance to hear her side of the story. So with that said, let me pull her up real quick so you can hear for yourself. And of course, I will turn down the music so you can hear her better. Okay, here we go.
So let's get into the details of what really happened here. I'm going to share as much as I can, just in hopes of shedding some light, answering some questions as to how this really started, what you can do to protect yourself if you're in this situation. We're just going to get into it. As many of you know, it started off as a regular Airbnb reservation. I had this home on Airbnb as a short-term rental for years. So I had it through COVID, so I had people stay in this property for months and months, several months at a time. Dignitaries, political people, traveling nurses, people that are displaced, needing somewhere to stay temporarily. So, someone booking the Airbnb for 32 nights and saying that they have a fire was not a red flag to me at the time. I normally didn't host local guests, but there's always exceptions to the rule because people, I noticed in the comment, people saying like Airbnbs are tearing up housing and making housing unavailable for people. But the honest truth is that Airbnb, the way I was doing it, and we want to call it the short-term rental because Airbnb is just a platform, so they really don't have anything to do with it. The short-term rental is actually a good thing. If you are displaced or you have to stay somewhere for an extended period of time, you'd rather stay in a home, especially if you have a family and you have, maybe pets or a large amount of people. Staying in a hotel, even an extended stay for months and months on end, it can be a lot.
Now, remember, she said that it didn't matter at the time, but it was for 32 days. And I think she really didn't understand the law in terms of what makes you a tenant versus a short-term, guest, so to speak. And the 32 days should have been a red flag, but she'd never had any problems before with anybody. And unfortunately, Discerning 8, that's what she should have done, is kept it through Airbnb and not stepped outside of those guidelines too. Because had they been involved, that woman she would have had to go. And they could have helped her, but again, once you cross that cutoff date, it's over. That person can claim tenancy because it's the laws stipulate a certain cutoff time.
So, offering that as an alternative to someone and giving them somewhere to stay, I don't see it as a bad thing, but that's a whole nother conversation. But there was no red flag in the situation, especially when someone says that they were displaced from a fire, because I have friends and family who have gone through that and it has taken a toll on them. And even the insurance companies sometimes have reached out to me to be able to see if I have openings for such a thing. So it wasn't really a red flag. Again, looking back, I'm going to do this. What would I have done differently? I probably would have looked up the person, seen if they had any outstanding court records or things.
That's what she should have done. A background check. Check the courts to see if this woman has any current evictions in the court system or anything similar in nature to what she dealt with. But again, hindsight is 2020. Now, she's out of a lot of money. Her mortgage went from $4,000 to $10,000 a month because of this heifer. And not to mention court costs. And she was responsible for the utilities, all that stuff. Nobody's trying to look, she's a grown woman and she's wanting this woman to foot the bill to take care of her and her baby. And that man that we don't hear about very much. I did a video. I'm going to play it too.
Things like that. But even then, Airbnb does a general background check. I think it's a criminal background check, if I'm not mistaken. I know they don't get into like your credit or anything like that, because it's kind of like if you pay, you stay, as long as you're not a criminal or have a certain level of criminal history. That's pretty much what they're looking for. It's not a credit-based system or something that you would be looking to see. Do you have a 750 credit score to rent at Airbnb? I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that, as I said, I had plenty of people stay. I don't know what their history was, what their credit was, but it's always one bad apple that will spoil the bunch. And it's always somebody out there that has bad intentions.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, what she was talking about in terms of um, whether the Airbnb doesn't check credit scores, credit rating, none of that. They don't check that because it's based on, if you pay, you can stay. However, there needs to be something established in the law that specifically addresses squatter slash tenant situations. Hotels, they have their thing. This is similar to a hotel, but then in the same token, it can be rolled over into a tenant landlord situation, which is what we want to prevent because we got criminals out there. And it's unfortunate that it's not a crime yet, but it needs to be a crime to manipulate the system in a sense that you're taking over someone's private property, and the person that owns the house is the one that suffers in the end. I done told you what my solution is.
But like I said, looking back on it, there were no red flags that this would be anything more than a person who needed somewhere to stay with her child and a dog. It would be a couple of months, maybe tops. Well, I said it was 32 nights in the beginning, but there was nothing to indicate that this is something that I need to be running. But as we see, I was wrong. So what happened next is that she asked to extend the reservation because her place wasn't ready. Now, mind you, I'm still thinking she came off of a fire. I had no idea about the evictions or any of that stuff at this point. I'm just thinking it's a lady, her child, her dog. They came from a fire and I'm helping her. That's literally what I think. She said, the place isn't ready. I still would like to extend the reservation probably for another few weeks or a month. So I'm thinking, again, I don't know how severe the fire was. I don't know anything. I just think I'm helping this lady to have a safe, comfortable place for her, her child, and her dog during her awful situation. Because at that point, I was really thinking about how I could help her. Because I know if I was in a fire and I lost, stuff, I would want somebody to be there for me.
Stone, you're a good person that can even speak on this because you've gone through this. And again, not everybody's gonna be nice. I, for one, no, Lord have mercy. I ain't got time to be going to court. I got a bat. Pass me my bat, boo boo. The bat that goes beyond all understanding. You can give me both of them. Oh, you took Maggie's wig off.
Can I take your car
My car.
to the
Yeah,
game?
yeah.
Taylor,
Taylor got your car.
Taylor, everybody's coming with me.
Everybody, what?
Everybody. Zay and Kai and
Okay, my keys are in my purse. He took Maggie's wig off. Oh man. Here's my landlord solution. This is my landlord solution because I ain't got no money to be going to court getting attorneys and whatnot. I just have to, they'd leave though. What you think? You think this would work? It's very effective. It's got the nail feature. The screws and nails inside. It just you don't just hit it and it bounces off. When you hit it, it stays. You know what I'm saying? So that's my solution. But everybody ain't everybody ain't like me. But yeah, Stone, you've been there. You've been there, so you understand what I'm talking about. They need to change these doggone laws. Because these people they done lost their doggone mind. For real. And I'm too old to be going to jail. I'll have to go hire Pookie and Nene. I got plenty of family. Just hey, flip them a couple bills and hey, go handle it, boo boo. that's best I could. Gangster. Tawana, you already know. Who got time to be going to court because some old raggedy heifer don't want to pay no rent? She'd have left. She picked the wrong one. Well, she picked the right one in her case. Hi, Dawn. How are you, sweetheart?
never asked for anything. This was just on my heart to do it. So I said, that's fine. Do you want to extend on the app? She said that she had to make the payments on her Amex card because she needed some type of reimbursement for her insurance company. I guess her rental insurance probably was giving her some type of funds for relocation or something, I'm assuming. She said she needed to make the Amex payment on the Amex card. I didn't think nothing of that either at the time because I know people who use their credit cards to make payments to get points and stuff like that. So, for me at that time, there wasn't a really big red flag. She had a situation and I was going to try to help her by providing her somewhere to stay temporarily until the situation resolved itself. She was able to get back into her place. So we move forward. I tell her it'll be $100 a night. She said she needed the invoices. Of course, I have the business because the property is a business. So I was able to provide her with invoices and receipts. So I extended the reservation for another month. The end of that month, she said she still needed to extend, but she extended, she paid. That was fine. Fast forward to June. So she made the payments seamlessly through June. June comes, I'm asking her about extending and about the payment. She goes unresponsive. So she doesn't respond for several days. I'm like, hello, status update, asking her what's going on. Finally, she sends back that she lost her phone, lost her wallet. So she just got back online, asked me to use email to send the invoice because she doesn't always have access to her phone. So at this point, I was like, well, how long do you expect to be until you get back into your place? At this point, this is in June, she tells me, no, I'm not going back to my place. I'm buying a house. So I would need the rental to at least September, October at the very latest. So I'm like, okay, I can do that. She pays late. Again, even with the wallet thing, the previous months I hadn't really had any issues or dealings with her other than outside of small maintenance items or something like that. So it wasn't like a big red flag that she went non-responsive, but it was the beginning of a pattern. I extended the reservation for the next amount of time. She said she would say maybe a month or whatever, if it was 31 days in a month or maybe 32 days since she had paid. So we did it like that. Go to June. No, June. So we got through June, although the payment was late with the misplaced wallet and the phones that she didn't have. She did make the payment, not that much late, maybe 7 or some days, because the deal is with the Airbnb payments or the short-term rental payments, they need to be in advance. So I wouldn't care if she would have paid 1 week in advance, 2 weeks in advance, but you need to be paying $100 a night in advance. We shouldn't be playing catch up because then we're in another situation.
But see, that's where it went wrong. When she went outside of the Airbnb platform, that's where it went wrong. Because then you're stepping out of the protection of Airbnb. Point blank period. But she was trying, she was doing the lady a solid, And I understand being a nice person and whatnot. The lady had a baby, even though, I guess she must not have seen that whole man that she had moving in and moving around. And please, don't get me started on that one. Yeah. Anywho, she was being very, she was trying to be helpful, trying to be nice, she trying to do the right thing. And sometimes doing the right thing, yes, she went outside of the Airbnb platform, and once you do that, you have no more protection from them. And a lot of people don't understand that.
So we need to be paying in advance. We've been doing. July comes. She sends me these screen recordings of her trying to make the payments with the Amex card. The Amex card is not going through. She sends me a confirmation number that the payment went through that I did not get. I called PayPal to see if the payment went through. They have no record of the payment.
Dawn says, Auntie, Auntie, what are you holding? This is my bat that goes beyond all understanding. This would have been my court. This is how I would have handled it. But see, everybody ain't. I ain't got time to be going to court. She got up out of there. Let's just put it like that. I don't have to pull out no steal a piece or piece of steel and piece be steel. I don't have to do all that. I got a bat. I got 2 bats. I got my Negan Walking Dead bat, and then I've got my homemade tear your skin from limb bat. She'd have left. she'd have left. Trust me, he would have left too.
So I'm like, what's going on? They don't have this number that you gave me is not a reference number that PayPal has. Then she says her Amex card is on hold because the payment is pending. She needs to wait for it to drop off. I then say, well, it's not whether you pay on an Amex card or however, you need to make the payment. You need to switch payment methods if this isn't working because I need the money. Like,
And in addition, I do have an additional service to add. In this particular case, my husband is a pastor. He can pray for her once I'm done with her. That would be just a little extra, parting gift. He can pray over her. That's right. Pray that she make it. Pray that I don't spend the rest of my life in prison. Oh my goodness. But hey, if she can manipulate the system, so can I. Judge, I'm 63 years old and I lost it. I have dimensions. And I didn't know what this lady was doing to me. I know how to play games too. But the bat goes beyond all understanding.
you can't just pay whenever you want. We have to stay on the schedule. So she finally does make the payment again. So now we're paying catch up. In my mind at that time, she had said up until September or October, she would be out. So I'm like, hopefully we can just get through this and be done with it. August comes, no payment again, responsive. Then when she finally does begin to respond, she's going to make the payment, but it doesn't come through. Then she has this emergency death in her family. She has to go and tend to out of the country because she's the only person in her family who can bury this aunt. And, she's literally telling me I'm at the funeral home now while she's not paying me anything. And I look on her social media pages, which was open at the time, and she's in Mexico, Puerto Rico at the Bad Bunny concert. I look back on the rest of her social media. She had been at the Breezy Bowl. She had been in Jamaica. She had been in.
Oh, she living really her best life. I just seen pictures of Jamaica. She going to concerts. Oh God, but you don't want to pay. You don't want to pay rent. And then moved all your shit into my house. You gonna sell me them candles too? That you making? She had to be a poor salesperson. She had to be, and she was running a whole online candle making crap, whatever kind of business that was, and a nonprofit. And I'm hoping that somebody looks into that nonprofit. I mean, for real. It's not in her forecast or her vocabulary. LaWanda, for real. Lord have mercy.
Mexico. She's living this life, but every month with me, there's a situation where you don't have a phone, you lost your wallet, your card won't go through. So this established the pattern that I was now able to see in August. So I said, listen, you're either going to make the payment or you're going to have to leave.
Or you're going to have to get thrown out of the airplane once I follow behind you. When you get on that airplane, I'm going to knock you the heck off of that airplane. Down, going back down there. Man, she had so much stuff in that Airbnb. It was crazy. Yes, Tawana, taking care of a whole man. And ain't nobody talking about him. You a grown-ass man. And everything is in her name. And she taking all this flack, which she should. But he needed... Put a 1 in the chat if you think I'm right. She didn't do this by herself. She had help. Oh God, she was getting strictly dickly, I guess. He had her mesmerized, had her doing some dumb stuff with the strictly dickly. I'm sorry. Ain't no dick good enough for me to go through all of them changes. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to hear it. I'm not trying to hear it. Lord have mercy. He carrying baby carrier, and she on the phone, and he just dancing on the videos in Jamaica. Are you kidding me? You gonna flaunt that in my face like that and think that I'm not gonna meet you on the steps when you get back? Yeah, she does. She knows them laws. Just trifling. Just trifling. She knew this was her third rodeo. Third. But I'm sorry. I got the peace beyond all understanding. I'd have took a piece out of that skull. I'm sorry. Judge, I'm so sorry. I just, I my meds are off, and I thought she was breaking in. I forgot I had a contract because I have dimensions, and I just forgot that I had the lady staying. I have to use my Mother Jones voice. I have to remember that I let the lady stay here in my house, and I forgot she was here. And so when I was in the living room, somebody came through the front door, and I don't own a piece, but I do have a bat, and I thought she was gonna do me some harm. Please, Judge, don't send me to jail for the rest of my life. I don't have much time left. I've never been to prison before. I'd play that to the hilt. Absolutely. I got dimensions.
You pay and stay, or if you don't, that's kind of where we were in August. And then it was the setup for what was to come. So by the end of September, she had made the partial payment online and then had to borrow the money from a family member. This is what she said, to pay in cash, which she did eventually. October 1st comes. Mind you, she's still running with the story about the aunt who she's recovering the funds from the funeral. October comes, no payment.
Mm-mm.
I'm texting, where's the payment? Where's the payment? I'm going to make the payment. I'm going to the bank to get the payment. I'm like, why are you going to the bank to get the payment? You can make the payment online. Now, all of a sudden, her cards are compromised. She can't use any cards anymore. She can't use any PayPal, Cash App, Apple Pay. She can't do anything. She can only get cash. So
She good. She good. Cause see that would have went through one ear and out the other. See, she's having to explain too much, and I'm very limited in my tolerance for bullshit. And for her to be able to tell this story verbatim I would have forgot half of it because I would have tuned old girl out. At some point, she would have been wah 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 wah, just like Charlie Brown. Wah 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 wah. Where's my money, ho? Wah 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 wah. I'm sorry. She's a good one. I'm not going to have to explain to you what you can do and can't do in order to pay me. I don't care how you do it. Give me my money. And Lord knows if I was in the same town as you know who, I'd have had my money by now. Trust me. If you know, you know. See, they in the same town. My scammer lives all the way over on an island somewhere, and I'm not catching no plane for no $1,300. If you know, you know. And God is good because his ass is stuck over there. He can't leave. He can't leave. He can't leave. Yeah. Lord Jesus. These people are crazy. Hey, Doodle Bird.
she said she was going to get the cash. Then she sends a message and says her daughter's car got towed, so she wasn't able to get to the bank in time. Mind you, I'm thinking, okay, this is the last month because back in June when we said September, latest is October. So I'm saying at this point, this is the last month. I'm telling her this. I had already given her a vacate notice in September because every time she would be late and non-responsive, I would send her a vacate notice and then she would try to catch the payment up. So this time I said, listen, we're not going to extend any further. In the original thing, the latest you said out of your mouth, and I had it in writing, was October. So to that end, we're going to end this situation. So if you want to make the payment for October, make it, or you can vacate the premises now, because I am not going to continue going on through this, because again, it was creating a lot of stress for me. It's way more back and forth that I even ever want to have to deal with on a regular basis. Someone with all these problems, I'm going to do it today, and then you don't do it, and you following up. So now at this point, she's supposedly going to get the money from the bank. It doesn't happen. She said, send this message, said her daughter's car locked up and it got towed and the bank closed. Then she still says she's going to make the payment. But then miraculously, she stops communicating again. Then a few days later, 5 days later, she comes back into the text, because I sent another vacate notice. I used to send a vacate notice immediately along with the 30-day notice because of the laws regarding 30-day notices, which we'll get into at the end of this. But I sent both notices, and I'm like, I'm not going through this. You cannot continue to stay in the property without paying.
I'm sorry. Put a 1 in the chat if this is just way too much.
Yeah, Mama, and I'm gonna use these. I'm gonna use these.
Okay, don't lose it, okay?
I won't.
Okay. Put a 1 in the chat if this is just way too much, because my head is spinning already. She got paid. She got money to go on trips to Jamaica, going on cruises, doing all the whatnots that she doing, but she can't pay her rent. She can't pay to be there, and the woman was giving her a good deal. She'll tell you later. I'm not gonna tell you for her, but this is too much.
This is very simple. Pay and stay, or if you don't, you have to go.
You get your ass whooped.
Next, she says, after she disappeared for about 4 or 5 days, she comes back onto the text and says her daughter stole the money. She gave her daughter the money. She was going out of town to decompress from her death in her family. That I found out was not correct. And that she gave her daughter the cash. She thought her daughter was going to deposit it in the bank, but the daughter stole the money. She goes into this big long story about how she beat up her daughter. The daughter called her brother, thought the brother was going to help her cover up the payment. I mean, the story was more than I could even take on. At that point, I'm like, listen, I don't want to know. You're not paying. You have to go. That was just really that on that. Next thing I know, she has turned the power on in her name, in her daughter's name. So I turned the power off and turned it back into my name. She goes to court and files a restraining order on me, because for all of you all who said turn the power off, turn utilities off, it's actually illegal to do so. But I turned it off because she was trying to, I'm assuming at the time, try to get some bills into her name. So we go to court. I speak to my attorney. My attorney lets me know that to try to work something out with her, because he sees the pattern. She is trying to attempt to gain some type of tenancy here so that I can't ask her to leave. Mind you, we're on the Airbnb. We were doing short-term rental tonight. She now is trying to convert that, because she's been there for some months, into a tenant situation. In that court filing in October, she requested that the court require me to allow her to participate in the emergency rental program that the District of Columbia has. As I instructed my attorney, I'm not participating in any rental program because I'm not her landlord. I don't wish to be her landlord. I made it very clear that at the end of our short-term rental agreement we're in, because of the instability, the dishonesty, all of the games that were being played. At that point, I didn't want anything to do with it.
Tawana, that was hair. That was Maggie's hair. My other owl, Maggie's twin. My son, when he brought me the bat, he accidentally snatched the wig off of the owl. So I had to pick some of her hair out. But skin would have been good too. But see, this is too much. And the cold part about it is the popo They was gonna take her to jail if she didn't leave her own house. Yeah, owl.
You couldn't have paid me $100,000 for her to stay in the property with all of the amount of stress and going back and forth and trying to get payments and all of the confusion that was going on. I don't operate like that. I didn't want that in my life. So we go to court. My lawyer advises me to try to come up with an agreement with her.
See, that's when you need a Pookie and a Nene and Bubba. No, that's for the other side. You need a Pookie, a Nene, and Shaquanda. Them three would have got her up out of there quick, fast, and in a hurry. And you wouldn't have to call no police. And you could have kept some of her stuff too. Prove you had stuff in here. Prove it. Prove it. Man,
because she's trying to flip this thing into a landlord situation. And if DC's tenant laws that are apparently DC has the worst landlord, they're most tenant friendly, which means they're not landlord friendly in the country. So if she's able to flip this into that, this can drag on for years. And I won't have any recourse.
Notice she said drag on. I'd have been dragging her ass all through the street. I'm sorry. Yeah, we gonna drag this on. I'm gonna drag you from that corner to that corner. Are you kidding me? No, but honestly, this is ridiculous. I got jokes, but still, this is ridiculous. But you do need a Pookie, a Shanae, and a Shaniqua. Yeah, you need a few of them in the family. They would have made sure. Hey, kick them out a couple of gift cards. They'd have done it. Now, give them a gift certificate to the dispensary. They'd have done it. Trust and believe.
So we entered into an agreement where she admitted that she was not a tenant. She acknowledged that she was an Airbnb guest, a short-term rental. She agreed to leave with I was to give her $2,500 to be able to relocate, offer to waive 45 nights, which is $100 a night. So that's $4,500 to waive those fees. So waive $4,500,
Hey,
give her
boo.
$2,500. She admits she's not a tenant. She has no rights. And she acknowledges that she will withdraw all lawsuits pending, current or future. And I thought, okay, I'm very relieved. Even though I'm taking a loss here, it's a business. Sometimes in business, you lose and sometimes you win. So I was willing to take the loss just to get rid of her, get rid of this situation.
That's a big loss. That's a big loss. I wonder if she had already known that her mortgage went up to $10,000 when she made that decision. That, she just wanted her out of there, and I'll take the loss. But now she got to pay $10,000 a month. She done jumped from $4,000 to $10,000 a month. Now, I'd have rethought that one. What you think? What you think? Yep, I think so. Maggie's twin said, yep, I'd have done it too. I'd have knocked this shit out of her. Yeah, but no, $10,000 a month to the end of the for the life of owning the property. $10,000 a month. I couldn't afford. Look, I'm not trying to pay $4,000 a month, to be truthful about it. Not the kid.
Okay, so we're entered into the agreement. The agreement is in the court record from the hearing that we had in October. So I'm thinking everything's straight. We just need to wait the time out. So the time goes on. About a week before the 15th of November, which is the move out date, she says, I may not be able to move on the 15th because I'm having trouble finding somewhere to go. So I just responded and said, unfortunately, we can do no more extending. We're going to adhere to the agreement. There's been no payment received, obviously. And at that point, I didn't want a payment from her anyway. I just wanted her to be out. And so she says, I'm trying to get into a program, and that may be on the 20th of November and all of this. And I said, listen, you have already received $4,500 worth of free stay. You are to receive $2,500 in physical money to be able to relocate. So if that's not enough, I don't really know what to tell you. I'm all out of options for you. So to that note, I said, I'm not able to go against the agreement. I'm adhering to the agreement. She didn't respond. On a couple of days before, so around the 13th, I sent her an email and a text message and said, what time are we to meet on Saturday, which was the 15th, so that I could give you your payment and ensure that the property is in the correct condition and that you are all moved out. It took her a long time to respond. Then she responds via email and says that unfortunately, the agreement that we entered into does not meet her permanent needs and provide her with a permanent solution. So she will not be vacating the premises, and that she is in fact a tenant in the District of Columbia. And despite the fact that she waived her tenant rights in that former agreement, she is not adhering to that at all. She is going to the DC ERAP program, Emergency Rental Assistance Program, and I need to do whatever I need to do via the courts to get her out.
Via the courts, my foot. Just say, I just need to do what I need to do. You ain't got to say nothing more. Do what you need to do, auntie. And you're out. You're out. Oh my goodness. Uncle, what would you do? Would you pray over her body after I'm done with her? And send her to heaven with with holes in her head. Hey, I'd save her cremation. I'd save her the money to cremate.
And the end of the email was, and you have an amazing weekend. And that is where this went completely left. Because as I spoke to her and told her, you're not going to stay in my property for free. That property has a $4,000 mortgage on it, plus utilities. I can't afford to pay your bills or pay somewhere for you to stay. I already at that point had taken just a $4,500 loss plus legal fees because mind you, she had already filed that court filing previously. So I had to have an attorney represent me for that. And I already was, if you think about the numbers, I was charging her $100 a night. The mortgage on the property is $4,000. That's only $3,000 for every 30 days. So I'm already running a deficit. That's not her issue. I didn't bring it to her attention. That was a business decision that I made. But at that point, I wasn't able to take care of you or let you stay there for free. And I was astounded at the audaciousness of this particular email, because it just went, how do you go to court, make an agreement, and then just decide that it doesn't work for you and now it's on me? But that shows you the integrity of a person and how did they move in life. And
she ain't got no integrity. What integrity? She can't spell integrity. I'm sorry. Somebody better go check out that nonprofit. Something tell me she is all about profit.
Again, at this point, I hadn't done any digging. I didn't look her up in case search because I'm thinking we have an agreement. You're out. I have a whole life that I live on a regular basis, so my days were not consumed with her and whatever personal problems that she had. I thought, we had a business situation. We resolved it. We take the hit and we move on. But she decided that she was not going to adhere to the agreement via email. I waited for the 15th to come and go because she had until midnight on the 15th. The 16th, I get up. I take the agreement that I have that is listed in the court docket. I pull the court record and print that out. I print the move out agreement and I go to the police station, the 5th District Police Station. I tell them, listen, I have a situation with a trespasser, because at this point she signed away any tenant rights in that could have been implied by the DC
high desire and fire
regulations. She signed that away in court, and I have this document that's entered in the court record. If you look at the court docket, it's on the court docket, so it's not just a random paper that I could have even made up if I wanted to. And so I take it to the police station, and they go to the house with me. They tell me we don't do evictions. I said, yeah, I understand you don't do evictions, but this is not an eviction because she's not a tenant. She is a short-term rental guest who has made no payment at this point for 46 nights. We have an agreement entered into the court, and I just need you to let her know she needs to leave. They go into the property, ask her to leave. She says no, and they tell me that there's nothing that they can do, despite me having this document that clearly states she's not a tenant. And DC police tell me that she is in fact a tenant and I need to go to tenant landlord court. And I'm saying, well, why would I need to go to tenant landlord court when I have a document that states that you're not a tenant that you signed in a court?
This is wild.
This is already starting off backwards. So I said, well, that's fine. Okay, she's not leaving. Then I'm going to go in and stay with her. I heard a lot of you say, I'll go in and stay. I would have been in the house. I walk in the house. I tell her, this is not going to go down like this. You can't stay in the property for free. I sit on the couch. The police literally come into the house and threaten to lock me up if I don't leave the premises.
Did you hear that? That's the part I wanted y'all to hear. See, we ain't heard that part of the story. This is why I'm doing this live. I have not until just today heard that part of the story. She went into her own house. She sat on her own couch. That was her couch. And the popo told her, if you don't leave, we gonna throw you in jail. Something tell me they dropped the ball too. I don't care if you don't do evictions. Now that part is nuts. She had paperwork showing that this woman agreed that she was not a tenant. But the police take it upon themselves to decide that she is. Despite what the court document said, I'd have a problem with the police too. I hope she files something against them as well, because this got to the point where this was ridiculous, and it's a wonder somebody didn't get hurt, honestly.
Because she has rights.
Rights, I got rights too. I got rights to go upside your head. No, I don't. I don't have the rights. I didn't say that, did I? Did I say that? Y'all didn't hear me say that. Y'all didn't hear me say that, right? Okay. I didn't say that, but I was thinking it. Airbnb needs to be cut out. You have no saying over your own belongings. Exactly, LaWanda. This is where the laws need to change. I don't know what law in this country, though, says that you can have a legal court document that says that this person agrees that they're not a tenant. And they override the court document, basically, when this woman comes into her own property and sits down on her own couch. Something's wrong with this. Something's wrong with this. Something's wrong with this. And then here we got Betty Boop over here with her sob story too. Her poor little sob story. Oh, poor me, lying through her ever-loving teeth. Now, y'all don't mind the stuff at the bottom of the page. I put that there because I made a video about it. But yeah, this is her little side of the story, which is a lie from hell.
So this morning I received a call from one of the stores that I'm in, stating that they received some more requests for my items to be removed, blah, 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 right? And so I'm frustrated. I'm like, this is like super fucking crazy, right? I haven't killed anybody. I didn't do, and it's all started over lies from a woman who is insecure because her husband's cheated on her in the past and she thinks that I'm fucking him, and I'm not fucking him. And to be clear, this was stated on the record in court. Okay. But anyway, so I'm frustrated every day. I go through the motions. It's crying, feeling like I'm okay, ready to fight because people are sending me these messages from fake ass pages and shit. And I'm just like, these innocent internet gangsters. So that song coming on or playing at that part Like as soon as I get out, and if you know the song, you know that's like the meat of the song. Like you hear the beginning of the song, right? But that part, so yeah, if you know the song, you know that's the meat of the song, right? You know, like that's the breakdown. That's when you like, woo, you starting to feel it. Okay. You feel it in the beginning because it starts off, you know, like I've got so much to thank for. I can't even remember, you know, like I'll have to go to it. Like, you know, like so many blessings and for waking me up this morning. Like the song starts off strong, right? But that part, that middle part right there is like when, you know, you be like, yes, you know, hallelujah, you know, all of that other stuff, right? Because you just be thinking about how grateful you are, right? I know that if I died today, baby, I have lived an amazing fucking life. Like people are going to come to my funeral and they're going to talk about the amazing things that I have done in their life, for their life, in the community. Like that is what is going to happen, right? And I have to be reminded by of that, right? Me being upset and, you know, going through these motions, it has nothing to do with my past. There is not a person on this fucking planet, not one, that can make me feel bad about anything that I have experienced or lived or survived or gone through in life. Like literally no one, right? There's no one. But someone lying in a malicious way to purposely hurt you, you know, like that is different. You know, like having people try to take what you have built. I can't read my fucking watch because I'm on the phone and then anyway.
Shut up.
It's totally different. My oldest, not my biological oldest, but my oldest turned 21 on Sunday, and I had 21 gifts for her. When they came into the house, they stole all 21 of the gifts. They stole all my Tiffany, all my bags, right?
Tiffany.
So yeah, they got all 21 of her gifts.
Stole all of her Tiffany. You got all that Tiffany, but you ain't paying nothing. You ain't paying no rent. Take that shit to the pawn shop. Oh, sometimes you let them talk long enough, they tell on themselves. She's dead serious. Yes. They stole all her Tiffany. And 21 gifts for the daughter. Yes, 21 Snicker bars in a bag. That's about it. You lying ass.
Yes, for her birthday.
This is comical.
All of my Tiffany, except for the Tiffany that I'm wearing, that I was wearing at the time. All my purses, my bags, my shoes.
Now that's funny too, because if you look at the video, because they went live when they evicted her. They went live when they evicted her, and I could have swore there was a table out there with her purses laid out on the table, and she had a Louis Vuitton laying out there. So who stole your Louis Vuitton? You talking about the neighbors? The neighbors. You better come talk to the neighbors that went through that stuff, because you sitting in your car making a video crying when you should have been there collecting your stuff and throwing it in the trunk of your little car that incidentally she didn't pay for. Yeah, Michael Kors too. She had bags laying out on the table, but she wanna blame it on the lady. Oh, they took my 21 gifts that I bought for my daughter that's not my daughter. Oh, and then they took all my Tiffany except for the one that I was wearing at the time, which is actually up under the seat. Oh my God, she really got nerve. She's got nerve. Okay, look. She got the nerve to say when she passes away, everyone will have nothing but good things to say about her. Yeah, like, yeah, your Tiffany sold well. Yeah, that girl ain't got no doggone Tiffany. Maybe she do, because she don't pay her bills. She definitely don't pay her bills. You know she got that car. She put a down payment on the car and drove off and never paid another cent. She don't believe in paying bills. She's a COVID cooch. Okay, Megan, come to her funeral wearing her Tiffany. Hi, C. Gonzalez. Oh, this is hilarious. This is
And
hilarious.
when you hear this, you're thinking material, right? Which is it, they are materials. But when I'm hearing it and thinking of it, I'm not thinking of it of the sense of like, oh, I have this so I could wear this or whatever.
Yeah,
My
you
children
are.
fought over who was having my Tiffany, who would get my bags, who
Her children fought over who would be getting her Tiffany in her bags. So the baby fought too. The baby, I want the Tiffany too, mommy. Shut up, liar.
who would get my shoes, who would get certain things, right?
Who
It was
get
like a
who
literal
care
thing.
about your
So when I think of
shoes?
these things that
Man, please.
are of value,
Better buy you a life
not
insurance
because of the
policy.
cost, but because of what it was going to mean to my children to have them, that makes me upset, right? But the people they needed it, baby. They couldn't buy that shit on their own.
But you living in her
I'm gonna
house.
be all right. Every day is a new day. And I also have to remember that despite what's going on, there are people who still want my life. Like the daughter of the owner who talks so much big shit, but she only talks that big shit behind like a Google Voice number, a text me number, a something number. She won't call me directly, right? And
But wait a minute. If that girl would have come in her presence, she'd have dusted the floor with her. See, you want to talk stuff on the camera about the woman's daughter, but if given the chance, would have dusted the concrete with your butt. For real, for real. She better be glad that girl didn't come out and dust her.
when I told Shorty, like, give me your address and I'll pull up,
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up. You
nothing was
need to
provided.
wear a pull up.
Or the people who create the fake pages to follow me and leave me comments or send emails to my business email, or the people who even come from
She's
their
escaped.
page. Like nothing in my life. I could have absolutely nothing to do, and I still do not have the time to create a fake page number or anything to go harass somebody.
No, you don't create a fake page. You just live your real self as the scammer you are. Yeah, now I know I got to give you props on that. You are not hiding behind a fictitious name. Isn't that honorable? That is so honorable that you're not changing your name on the internet. You just blatantly doing this stuff out in everybody's face under your own name. That is why you will never own anything. You will never get another apartment. You will never get a home. You're lucky you got away this time in your car. You better hope they don't come and take your car away with all the rest of your shit in there that the neighbors didn't get. That's what you better do.
I don't have that time. I don't have that energy.
You should.
And if you do, you're living a life I don't want to live.
We're living a life she don't want to live because she too lazy to work and pay her bills like a normal, responsible human being. So kick rocks. Kick rocks, woman. She is a mess. She's a mess. But now, this, like I said earlier, that this is not a problem that is exclusive to that area. Not by a long shot. This is something that's going on all over the country. Okay? So, there was another situation in Georgia that a young lady experienced as well. That, let me see, which one is it? There we go. There's this young lady here. A Georgia squatter claims peaceful hostile takeover of a home while on the market. Now, if this don't beat all. Georgia squatter claims peaceful hostile takeover of a home while on the market. Now he's being charged. That's the good news. He's being charged. Are U.S. owner protections finally being upheld? Now, this is the woman who was victimized by this individual. Adriana Ward assumed the most nerve-wracking part of selling her Marietta home would be waiting for the right offer. Instead, she discovered someone else had already claimed it as their own. When her realtor arrived at the house on Twin Brooks Court last weekend for a scheduled showing, the warning signs were immediate. Number one, the lockbox was missing. The for sale sign was gone. And when Ward arrived, she noticed the windows she typically leaves open were shut and the deadbolt had been changed. Ain't that nerve? When the police officers on the scene knocked on the door, the man who answered said he lived there. Court records show Timothy Pyron told officers he had settled in the vacant home and was nesting. Nesting. Don't that beat all hell? Investigators say he claimed Georgia's squatter laws protected him from removal, describing the situation as a peaceful, hostile takeover. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. This is why crime is so high in Georgia. Because they got this thing twisted. Is he hatching? Oh, it ain't Easter time. Oh, cases like Ward's are drawing increased attention as homes sit empty for extended periods of time. An estimated 5.6 million properties across the 50 largest U.S. metro areas are currently vacant, widening the window for unauthorized occupants to test the limits of homeowner protections. Now, how states are responding, this is what's important. In 2024, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp signed legislation that criminalizes squatting, a measure that passed with overwhelming bipartisan support. House Bill 1017 makes unauthorized occupancy a criminal offense, allowing squatters to be charged with misdemeanor trespass and held financially responsible for back rent. Good luck on that one. The law also empowers law enforcement to issue a notice requiring occupants to leave, with removal permitted within 3 days if they fail to comply. Now, here's the problem with that. You're giving this person 3 days to literally trash your property. I can almost guarantee you, you give that joker 3 days, and what do you think they gonna do? They gonna trash that property. I've seen it done. This is not across the board. This is just in the state of Georgia. Hopefully, this is something that all the states will take a look at and try to copy. They need to, because this is a problem nationwide. This is insanity that people think they can come in and take over someone's home, Kemp told Fox News. Illegal squatters are criminals, not residents. Even with new laws on the books, eviction is rarely as simple as it sounds. I got it. I got the simplicity. In many states, removing someone from a vacant property still requires a formal legal process, one that can last for weeks or longer depending on the circumstances. Homeowners typically must first confirm the individual is unlawfully occupying the property, then serve written notice requesting that they leave voluntarily. If that fails, the next step is often filing an unlawful detainer or eviction lawsuit and appearing in court, where occupants may attempt to claim legal rights to remain. No. I have a problem with that. The financial toll can escalate quickly with legal fees, court filings, property damage, lost rental income, and cleanup costs. That alone can push the total to anywhere from $740 to more than $8,000. Now that's cheap. I guess because it's Georgia, that's cheap. Because that young lady in DC is, man, it was no joke what they got her for. Ward said when she finally regained access to her home, the conditions were so severe, with trash left behind and lingering pet and marijuana odors, that her eyes burned. I wish this didn't happen to anyone else because it's really traumatic, she said. You think you need a Shaniqua, Pookie, and Nene. Them three. They'd got it done for you, boo-boo. So here's what they recommend for protecting your home. Ward says her experience exposed gaps that still exist in how squatting is handled, even in states that have moved to strengthen owner protections. In her case, the man who entered her home was not charged with trespassing. Instead, the only charge filed was for criminal damage stemming from the damage caused when the deadbolt was replaced. See, they still need to work on these rules and regulations. Across the U.S., lawmakers have moved to tighten squatter laws as these cases draw attention to how vulnerable vacant properties can be. In March 2024, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed House Bill 621, allowing property owners to submit a sworn form and have sheriffs remove squatters immediately without a court process. The law also makes it a felony to forge lease documents or cause more than $1,000 in property damage while unlawfully occupying a home. And that shouldn't be very hard to prove. Other states have followed suit. New York updated its property law in April 2024 to clarify that squatters are not considered tenants under any time frame. Alabama, Kentucky, Illinois, and Texas have all passed or are actively advancing similar legislation through 2024 and 25. For homeowners with vacant properties, prevention can be the best line of defense. Yeah, lock that puppy up. Big time. Put some padlocks on the inside. Everywhere. That can mean checking in on the home regularly or asking a trusted neighbor, property manager, or realtor to do so. Visible security measures like cameras, motion lights, or alarm systems can also act as deterrents, especially for homes listed for sale. Some homeowners opt to keep utilities running, remove lockboxes between showings, or document the property's condition with timestamp photos in case they need proof later. And before listing a vacant home, it can be worth understanding how local squatter and eviction laws work. As Ward's experience shows, once someone is inside, getting them out can be far more complicated and expensive than most homeowners expect. And with that said, my bad. That's all I'm going to say. My bad. My God, my bad. My bad. That's a bit too much. That's too much trouble. When you try to obey the law, this is the thanks you get. Yeah, that part. The squatter also tried to accuse the homeowner that she wanted her broke man that was living with her. Yeah, the dude that's not helping you pay rent. I want him badly. Oh boy, look at him. He's a keeper. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah. Doodlebird said, "We are selling our last rental in September. Luckily, it is in a small town and we can go to the city police and have them keep an eye on it. This could happen to us." Absolutely, Doodlebird. But you know, I'm close enough. You know, I come with my bat. I'm what, an hour and a half away from you? Where's my bat? You can borrow it if you need it. I don't have a problem with that, sweetie. Ooh wee. But there is one other alternative that I came across that was very interesting, and I wanted to share this with you. It's very interesting. Now, I found this on YouTube. And it's about a year old, but this guy got creative. He got creative. This was on the Fox Business channel, by the way. Shout out to Fox Business. I'm not the biggest fan of Fox, but okay, just for the sake of playing this video, I'll shout you out anyway. Oh my goodness, check this out.
Flash Shelton is a handyman who once removed squatters from his mother's home. Shelton is now using his experience to help others get squatters out of other homes. Flash Shelton, man on the right-hand side of the screen, joins us now. First of all, Flash, would you tell us your personal story? How did you get the squatters out of your mother's house?
Well, squatters took over my mom's house after my dad passed away. We were trying to sell the home. I called local law enforcement, and as soon as they saw that there was furniture in the house, they said that I had a squatter situation and they had basically no jurisdiction and they couldn't do anything. So I dissected the laws over a weekend. I basically figured out that until there's civil action, the squatters didn't have any rights. So if I could switch places with them, become the squatter myself, I would assume those squatter rights. Just in case they had a fake lease, like I hear some do, I had my mom write me up a lease. We got it notarized. I packed up my Jeep, drove up there, and paced out the joint around 4 a.m. I waited about 8:30 in the morning. 3 cars pulled out of the driveway, and I made entrance to the house.
That's what he did smart. That's what he did smart. He didn't just go up to the door and say, hey, you got to go. He waited for everybody to leave. This dude was smart. He got his mother to do a lease for him to stay in the house. That was smart. Did up a lease for him to stay in the house, and rather than have to deal with the confrontation of the people that were staying in there, who ain't got no business being in there, by the way, he waited for him to go. And then he goes into the house with his documentation in hand, showing that he is a tenant. Exactly, C. Gonzalez. Why be with a man who doesn't lift you up and can't keep a roof over your head? My granddaddy used to say, you can do bad by yourself. Honey, there is a song back in the day. I could do bad by myself. I don't need no help to solve the death. That was the jam back then, and that stands true today. I don't need no man to be hanging off of me that can't help me. And this fool was hanging on her coattails while she's hanging on the lady's coattails. That D, shoot, ain't enough D available. The D ain't that good. It ain't that doggone good to go to those extents, to go living in somebody else's house, and he gonna live there too. Negro, please, you got me all the way effed up. See, I'm trying to control my cursing, y'all. We going into a new year, you know. Every now and again, I might slip. Yeah, she has low self-esteem. She's playing broke, and he's broke. She will reap what she has sown, and she has sown him. They deserve each other. Two brokies. You got him, he got you. Y'all deserve each other. Two brokies. One day they gonna end up in jail together. Watch. You mark my word. Once these laws come into effect, and they think that they're going to go into somebody's house and just take over, they about to find out. They going to F around and find out.
I put up cameras, waited for them to come back, and they didn't have a lease, so that never came into play. But when they came back, I just laid it out for them, told them that it was all locked up, cameras, and the only way they would get back in the house is if they broke in on camera, and I would prosecute. And I told them they had a day to get their stuff out, or the furniture was not theirs anymore.
But you couldn't have gotten them out unless they had left in their 3 cars in the morning. You couldn't bang on the door.
That part right there, he waited for them to leave. Then he went in. That's how you do it. Let them come on in the house after you done got in, and you sitting there on your couch, your mama's couch, with your back. I live here now. I'm Walking Tall. And if you don't know that movie, you gotta go check out that movie. Hey, Feeding Frenzy, how are you, love? Can you imagine, though? You gotta wait for them to leave to make sure that they don't get back in. Absolutely. Yeah, they found out she had 2 other situations prior to the Airbnb that she was evicted from. Doing good, Feeding Frenzy.
Walk in and tell her to get out. You couldn't do that, could you?
No, the law would prevent me from physically removing them. However, being that I wasn't the homeowner, I had more rights. As a tenant, I would actually have more rights than them. So if they were there, then I would have just entered the home with a lease in hand. I would have just shown them the lease. I would have walked past them and said, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm moving in. This is my house now. And I probably would have just done anything and everything I could to make it miserable for them so that they left on their own.
Are you running a service? Are you running a service now, helping other people get squatters out?
Yeah. So more importantly to that is I'm trying to change the laws. That's my number one focus. So in helping others right now, since I feel bad I can't help everyone, but if we can change the squatter laws, I feel like that's the way I can help everyone.
Yeah.
So every time I help someone, whether it's I do Zoom consultations, I ask people to make a donation to the cause. Okay. And when I can physically, go out and help them, yes, it is something I am doing to help people now, as many as I personally possibly can.
Well, Flash Shelton, we think you're doing the right thing. You get a lot of support from me, and that's a fact. Flash, thanks for being on the show. Good luck to you, man. Good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
That is a wonderful solution. That's a wonderful solution when you've got a situation, and honestly, try not to get yourself in that predicament in the first place. That's the first and foremost thing to do. Don't enter into any kind of contracts where people can, Airbnb sounds nice. And if you can afford to pull that off, go for it. But in the same token, you have to adhere to what the Airbnb contract says. Anytime you step outside of that, you're no longer protected. Now, I realized that the lady was, kind-hearted. And it's hard sometimes when you see somebody that's in need or can put on a show to make you think that they're in need. Sometimes you have to just be the bad guy and say, look, as much as I'd love to help you, I can't. You got to go. But that 32-day mark should have been the first red flag. She should have never agreed to anything over 30 days. Once you go to day 31, tenant, they can claim tenancy. This lady entered into an agreement for 32 days. This woman went in there with that intention. She never intended to leave. If you can recall, when you look at the live stream when they evicted her, she didn't pack not one thing. They were bagging stuff up, throwing them in garbage bags, and just carrying all kinds. She had all kind of plants up in there. I mean, just the ridiculous. Hi, Donna. How are you, love? Just moved all her stuff in there. All these containers from her little business she was running. And she's running off to Jamaica and going on all these trips and turning flips with that no good thing that she call a man on her social media. That's just blatant. Blatant. She had exactly discerning it. She had so much stuff in that house. There was no way in the world that she was going to take that stuff out and put it in a car. But she didn't think she was going to have to leave. That's how arrogant she was. And when they did put her stuff out, did she come around and try to pick some of her stuff up, throw it in that car? Maybe the trunk was already full of her stuff. But instead, she sat down the street in her car, boo-hooing to TikTok or Instagram. She's making a video, crying. The nerve. So I'm sorry if your stuff ended up disappearing. Don't blame it on the homeowner. Don't blame it on the neighbors. If you'd have got out when you were supposed to get out, you'd still have your little stuff. You'd still have your little handful of whatever you had in there. She moved so much stuff. I swear it looked like a doggone forest in there with all them plants. She had so many plants up in there, man. Now, how she take care of them plants? Don't you got to buy plant food, water, she took very good care of her plants. But you can't pay no rent. Talking about auntie died and all this stuff. Hi, Bendall. How are you? God, I haven't seen you in so long. Good to see you, love. Unfortunately, the live is almost over, so you have to look at the replay. I'm sorry. But yeah, what we really, us as citizens, no matter where you live in this country, it's time that we put our foot down. We try to put our foot down for everything else. C. Gonzalez said, I don't understand how she wasn't afraid of getting the snot slapped out of her for being there. People will jump you if you come out of pocket with them. Exactly. And she was probably prepared for that. She was willing to take that beat down so she could go to court. However, nowadays you may not survive a beat down. Not all beat downs work the same. And she could have very well taken her last breath. She doesn't realize what kind of game she's playing. She could come across the wrong individual with a bat. I didn't say that. But there's people out there, they're not going to go through the court system. They're not going to do it. And just because they're nice in the beginning don't mean they're going to stay nice in the end. Oh, your husband's a pastor. Oh, you think you're going to get over me because my husband's a pastor. My husband will be the first to tell you I am batshit crazy. That I am. He'll be the first to, he'll pray over you. Yes, he will. He'll give you communion, all that, and pray over your soul. Hope that you get to heaven. But his wife, she batshit crazy. What was that? Okay, I don't know what that was. Somebody playing games with me. Yes, her scamming days are numbered. Yeah, I think they're done. I think that they're done because this story went viral. Yep, when the street comes out, it stays out. Yeah, so, but it was good to see that alternative that last gentleman talked about. He went in the house, but beforehand, because it was his mother's property, he had her to write up a lease for him to stay there. You gotta fight fire with fire. You know, everything is not so cut and dry when it comes down to the court system. And that was a real smart move. That was a real smart move. So anyway, I'm sure that after all that, people will recognize her. Yes, he was smart. And he's helping people with that same technique. You know, he's only one man. But, you know, between the citizens in each country, we've got to definitely pull for legislation to change on a number of things. But on this particular topic, we got to definitely petition these lawmakers to change the laws to protect the rights of homeowners and tenants. But there should be no scamming rights. I mean, squatter rights. There should be no squatter rights. Squatters are scammers. Hi, nephew. How you doing, 8? So again, we have to definitely be vocal to our legislators and let them understand that, look, you got a fire smoldering over here. You really want to do this? You really want to ignore this? Because there's going to be blood in the streets if you don't do something about it soon. And it doesn't. And Section 8 is not the solution. This woman was fully capable to get up off her rusty, dusty ass and work and pay her bills. But no, she didn't want to do that. She wanted to live off of somebody else and live her best life. That's the kind of thing that needs to change. And low-income housing is fine for those that really, really need it, but she wasn't one of those people that really, really need it. She got a whole man, a whole nonprofit, and a whole online business. You can pay rent. No, you don't get to get Section 8. Now, you might get your head split 8 times in sections, but that's the closest you're going to get to Section 8 up here. I'm sorry. Anyway, that is my show for this evening. I'm going to jump off of this live. I think I'm going to take the opportunity to run up to the casino. I ain't been to the casino in quite a while. And now that the floods are gone, well, I won't say they're gone, but 167 is now open, so I can hop on that highway and go on up there to the casino and work on my other channel, Auntie Mickey Slots. So if you guys happen to be up within the next hour and a half or so, look for me to go live. Okay? I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for dropping by. I appreciate you, and God willing, I'll be back tomorrow. Peace out. Love you. Bye-bye.
Hey there, my kinfolk. Thanks for stopping by. Auntie Mickey's house, where we reach for the sky. Every comment and smile, you make my heart glow. Together we're strong, together we grow. From gossip to politics, we cover it all. Sharing laughs and thoughts, having a ball. Your support means everything that I know. Feels like family here in this sweet show. So let's keep it flowing, keep the love alive. Every moment together makes me thrive. You're more than viewers, you're my kinfolk. You see, my gratitude runs deep as the sea. Thank you for being here, for sharing your time with each comment. make it bright. Your support lifts me up, takes flight.